Well, greetings and salutations. Hold on a second. Let me finish getting set up here. Refresh this so I can go to this, and then I'm gonna pause that. What's up, John? Hold on a second here. Pop out chat so I can see that. Okay. I am just gonna do a quick video because I'm so sick of hearing about the new Dr. Zack video. Um, none of y'all did the math on this. None of you did, and then he also realized exactly what he's showing you. Basically, the only thing that he has to show you in the entire video is that he just repositioned the sun by putting that lens closer to the table. That's all he did. Obviously, you know, you blocked out the rest of the light bulb on the table. Hold on a second here. Let me. Um, yeah, and actually more like Nurse Zack. But let's see. Hold on. Where do I have it? There it is. Okay. That, and let me share the screen real quick. Screen 2. Bam. Present to everyone so it stays up. Okay. Here's the short version. Number 1. Okay. This is in his video. This is the lens that he used. It's a concave lens, which basically means it's, you know, it dents in on the top, dents in on the bottom. The only thing that he did here, and then obviously for everybody who's seen this video, he's got these nails on a piece of paper down below, and he's measuring the shadows. Aside from the fact that he cannot seem to get any measurements right in this entire video, well, I'll say up to I think about this point is where, yeah, about this point is where I watched it. I watched him measure those, but all the rest of the crap after it, I just kind of skimmed on it, and there was no reason to watch it. He can't get any measurements right. Okay. Now, the dude who's actually measuring this stuff on the table, he's getting his numbers right. I still don't know how you're getting a 1/10 of a millimeter out of a ruler, but you know, we'll go with that. We'll say it's okay. But check this out, right? This is so fucking funny. Here, let me show you the stuff I worked out. Now, according to his piece of paper that he wanted everybody to download. Okay, he says, oops, why can't I see that? Okay, well, for some reason, how do you make that go away? Oh, full screen. There we go. He says his nail is 4 centimeters long, and he says his light is 50 centimeters above the table. Okay, this is the very first thing that's wrong with this. Okay, forget about the first like 15 minutes of this thing where he actually contradicts himself. He says that his original method that he was using before about how to track the sun, some of you might remember that was over a year ago, and that was this video followed by this video and then later this video, which he still has up, but he has said in this video that those methods don't work, but he still has the videos up. You know, and that boggles the mind anyway. But if you want to see my reviews of those, Paging Dr. Zack and How to Not Track the Sun by Dr. Zack, those are 2 videos that I did. I did them over a year ago, and which was about the same time that his videos originally came out. But take a look at those. It's funny. It's really funny the conclusions he came up with. But in this most recent video, way back here towards in the 10-11 mark, somewhere around there, he says that those methods do not work. Duh, because he loves to remove azimuth. He will do elevations, and then he uses elevations. Basically, if you use Dr. Zack's method, and if you ever wanted to, I don't know, point a laser at something, he's basically telling you that the object could be behind you, and all you have to do is point the laser at the right elevation in front of you, and it has the possibility of hitting it. So if you want to go for that, knock yourself out. But anyway, Um, his 3D model. He says that on here on the sheet and also on the base sheet that he uses inside of his 3D model in the video itself. Um, it says 4 centimeters. Yet he's 4 centimeter nails. Yet he keeps on saying that these are 5 centimeter nails. Well, why would you do a model of 4 centimeter nails if you're using 5 centimeter nails in your display? But here's the funny part: he doesn't even have either of those right, because also with a 50 centimeter light. Let's examine that, because I did, and I was going to produce a video on this, but I didn't want to like go recording my screen and convert it and all this other wacky shit. Okay, so what I came up with, here are basically the shadow angles. Now you will see this here is basically the platform. I did this in 2D as opposed to 3D, just because it's easier to see and easier to see how bad he fucked this up. Short version is these nails, each one of these blocks here is a centimeter in this entire demonstration. Okay, no, I didn't line that up with that line, but who cares? And each one of these purple lines, that's a ½ centimeter. Okay, easy enough. 4 centimeter nails as prescribed in his sheet. 4 centimeter nails. Okay, now his 4 centimeter nails, in order to get a 50 centimeter light, it doesn't work. Okay, his 4 centimeter nails on a sheet, with the shadow lengths that he said. Okay, these are the shadow lengths that he said at the 15 centimeter one. It was what 1.5 centimeters, and then the 10 centimeter was at this at 1 centimeter and a ½ centimeter at the 10 centimeter mark, or 5. Was that 5 centimeters? Whatever. The short end of it is, all of those lines line up for his shadows to reveal not a 50 centimeter light, which he says multiple times in the thing, but a 45 centimeter light. And that's with 4-inch nails as prescribed by his sheet. Now, in order to get a 50 centimeter light, as he says is in his model, then what I had to do to get the right angles, still at the same distances of the shadows, was I had to increase the length of the nails. And so, and I had to increase them by, I raised them up by ½ centimeter. So basically, in order to match the 50 centimeter light and his measurements, he needs 4.5 centimeter nails. Yeah, so man, there's so many things wrong with this. I'm stuttering because I'm having a difficult time putting it all together. His lens test. All his lens tests revealed, okay, he said that they put the lens, which was, where is it? Well, that sheet with the lens, it looked like a piece of ceiling tile, which is fine. That doesn't bother me very much. This, with his lens, he said, he specifically states that it is 30 centimeters above the test bed. And now, in order for that to be 30 centimeters, guess what? The nails also need to be 4.5 centimeters. So the nails that he's using, because that gets it up to 10, 20, 30 centimeters up, nails it exactly. Okay. Now, and it's even possible that he had it just a little touch lower because of the properties of the lens and what the lens does. Because, yes, in his video, he does show, let me make sure that I display that just so nobody thinks that I'm trying to say something else is going. Oh, wow, I didn't even see that part. Well, he's got a convex lens on there, but I'll show that in a minute, because I already looked that up. Now, he's saying that all of his shadows converge above the panel that he has the lens embedded into, and that part is correct. The reason why that's correct is because of the fact that a concave lens spreads light. Okay, a convex lens, which we're all used to using as magnifying glasses, concentrates light. Okay, that's also why it's dimmer below the dimmer on the test bed is because of the fact that it's actually spreading the light and not concentrating it. We've all burnt things with magnifying glasses. We all know how that works. Okay, and just as an example, I put this up in Algodo, and I came up with here's a concave lens, here's a convex lens, here's just a straight piece of glass, and here's a much larger convex lens. Basically, what it does is at no matter what height that you have these things, okay, I can have this 20 feet above there, okay, and it's going to a convex lens or a concave lens is going to spread the light. So of course it's going to mess with the shadows, but it's not going to mess with them so much because of the lens, but because of the fact that now the light source is no longer this, which is causing the shadows. It is this. Now he goes into this cute little bit about how he doesn't want anybody to think that he's saying that that the dome, yes, the dome, is concave or convex. But the problem that he runs into with that is if this were the dome, okay, if the because his test results are basically stating that the lens is small, okay, which would have to mean that it's also visible, which would also have to mean that the rest of the sky is being blocked out. So nobody's even talking about that. In order to get these results. Now, the weirdest part about this, and the part that I think bugs me the most, is that this cannot be, I mean, because Skiba liked to put out the whole thing about the whole sky being a lens and stuff like that. Well, if the whole sky is a lens, then this light source, any light source, would actually occupy the entire sky. Understand that. It would have to occupy the entire sky because of the fact that when you make the lens larger, here, watch this. When you make the lens larger, okay, the only way that everybody would be looking at the same thing is if it was on the entire sky. Okay, so there's not really many places to go with this shit. Okay, there's really not many. Okay, so basically, and there's not one measurement he did on here that was right. I mean, there really wasn't. What do you call it? He did the shadow test, and the shadow test revealed by simple geometry in the normal light version, the shadow test revealed to get his angles, either his light was 50 centimeters, but his nails were 4.5 centimeters to match the shadows. His light was 45 centimeters high with 4 centimeters nail, as he wrote on the sheet, or he was using 5 centimeter nails with to get a 55 centimeter light, because he said in his model he was using 5 centimeter nails in the 3D model. So he can't even get the height of the light right. And I'm not talking about the lensed refracted one. I'm talking about the height of the light itself that he's using in his test. It's so silly. Now, it's kind of funny. At 1627 in the video, he says focus on the elevation and azimuth instead of focusing on flights and time zones. I agree with I agree with that entire statement. Do not focus on flights, because most of you ain't pilots and you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Don't focus on time zones, because time zones are not geographical constants. Okay, focus on elevation and azimuth. However, he hates azimuth. Okay, he absolutely hates it. He despises using it, and because of the fact that it goes against everything that he says. Okay, when you do the let me bring it up. When you do the, let's see, that's at 1012 somewhere. This test that he did in those 2 previous videos, okay, where he just kind of he just gave himself a whole spread of azimuth to use and hope that it would hit the sun somewhere. But I proved him wrong in my video. I believe it was the how not to track the sun video. Yeah, that was the one. And it was the How Not to Track the Sun video. And basically, he said, pick 3 points and blah, 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 and it'll always fit and it'll always work and all this other stuff. And I picked out 3 points and it didn't work. Okay, I picked out a place in, I think it was Buenos Aires, I think, somewhere up in the United States, and I think somewhere in Australia. Actually, I'll bet you if I scroll around here, I can actually, yeah, here's the spots I used. Sydney, Buenos Aires, and Toronto. And it revealed a possible position of the sun being 4 different places. Okay, doesn't work. Okay, doesn't work at all. I don't care what anybody says, it doesn't work. Now, he even said in the beginning of his video that his stuff, like I said, at this, where is it? In this time frame, he even said your triangulation will never work. And the funny part is, it's not our triangulation; it's his triangulation. That was his tracking the sun method. Okay, that it's and then at 12:02 or 12:20 in the video, this was funny. At 12:20 in the video, he couldn't decide what distance he wanted to say. He said that Eratosthenes sent somebody down 5,000 miles, which is, according to him, 800 kilometers. I don't know how you get 5,000 miles into 800 kilometers, but those are the numbers that he was using. What do you call it? Then, of course, he brings up NASA. Who cares about NASA in this sense? Because NASA, the United States wasn't even discovered by anybody who knew math yet. Okay. So what the hell's the point? Now he wants to talk about refraction. He wants to make this whole thing about refraction. Well, here's the thing. We all know that the Eratosthenes test started out with Eratosthenes looking down a well. In fact, I think he even animates it here. And what do you call it? Yeah, looking down a well, and he had noticed that the light went all the way down the well. Okay, that means the light was directly overhead. Okay. He also wanted to talk about the pool claim about how when you're inside of a pool, the light gets refracted, and that part is 100% true. Okay, but when you are in a pool and you are looking straight up, then you are going to see the things in line straight up. Okay, straight up. So I mean, what the hell is the point? He meant 500 miles. No, actually, he was talking about the equator. And I'm pretty sure that he was talking about 5,000 miles out to the probably the 45 or something. Honestly, I don't know what Zack was talking about, but either way, 800 kilometers is not 5,000 miles. Okay, pretty simple. And what do you call it? So, I mean, there was nothing about this video that worked. There was nothing about it that worked. I even thought it was funny. He had questions way back in the beginning at the 3-something mark. And yeah, here it is. Now he wrote up these questions, right? This was funny, right? Why did Eratosthenes assume that the Earth is a globe in the first place? Now here's the funny part. A lot of flat earthers have been coming to me the past couple of days after the elevation test that we just did, and a lot of flat earthers want to come to me and they want to say to me that Eratosthenes just made it up and all this, and he was just trying to make it seem like it was a globe, or and all the other bullshit excuses. Well, here's the funny part. Even Zack says, why did Eratosthenes assume that the Earth was a globe in the first place? Well, and then later on in the video, I thought I had it written down here in a note. Okay, well, only a couple minutes later in the video, he specifically says that Eratosthenes was not the first to think that the Earth was a globe. Okay, was not the first. Okay, so it's entirely possible, being a philosopher and a well-read man, that Eratosthenes probably heard this claim and was wondering if there was a way to test it. And when he noticed the thing with the well, then it just kind of all the parts fell into place about exactly how he was going to try and test that. Okay, Eratosthenes didn't make up the globe. I mean, oh yeah, at 4:15 he says it. And he at 4:15 in this video, he actually says that Eratosthenes was not the first person to think that the Earth was a globe. So he answered his own damn question. Okay, and oops. Oh yeah, I love that part. He said that Eratosthenes. Yeah, he said Eratosthenes' experiments were just made up. Now look, I ain't gonna lie to you. If there's anything that could be lied about, it's history and all this. I couldn't even tell you if Eratosthenes ever existed. But here's the thing. Um, who cares if he's the one who said it or not? Who cares if he's the one who experimented on it or not? Okay, nobody's getting paid for it. Okay, so you can badmouth him all you want, I guess. But wow, all kinds of stuff going on. Oh, that's why. All kinds of stuff going on in the chat. Oh man. Oh yeah, I had a guy yesterday who told me that the edge of the Earth is in Lake Erie. Um, Canada doesn't exist for you guys up in the Great White North. But let's see. So basically, everything. I only wanted to put out a quick answer to this stupid video, and it's quite obvious that the only reason why he put this out was because of the fact that I had proposed a test that he probably assumed had something to do with the Eratosthenes test, and because he put it out, I think the day after mine or 2 days after mine, and but I can't prove that. But that's just speculation. But at the same time, you know, it just seems like rather odd timing. So yeah, Dr. Zack, get your measurements right first, okay? Because the measurements that he put out, 4-centimeter nail, 50-centimeter light. He even said in the 3D model he was using 5-centimeter nails, okay? And even with all that, that doesn't even match the angles that were produced. Doesn't match it at all, okay? Oh my God. How the hell are we all on the God subject over there? Hey, all you, all the people who are saying the Bible this and the Bible that and stuff like that. Wasn't the rapture supposed to happen on the 24th? Well, we're all still here, so much for your rationale. And if anybody wants to really get into the whole thing about the Bible, I'll just say it like this, man. I grew up in the church. Some people have heard me say this before. I grew up in the church. I have no bad stories to tell about it, but I walked away from the church because obviously nothing about it made sense. And to be quite honest with you, I was perfectly happy and perfectly content understanding that God had created the entire universe. Okay, the universe which we have only begun to explore and understand. Okay, and so I mean that was the God that I knew. Okay, the God who created the entire universe for us to explore, allowed us to grow and evolve, allowed us to figure out the things around us, because after all, he did give us a brain to tend his garden in the first place. And what kind of garden tenders would we be if we cannot analyze and scientifically measure the seasons and the soil? But because the other reason why I'm happy understanding that if God does exist, that God would have made the entire universe as opposed to this little terrarium that you guys are selling, is because of the fact that you would honestly, the opposite of him creating the universe is him being a deliberate liar. Okay? Because now you have to understand this. All of you who are selling the globe, or excuse me, wow. All of you who are selling the flat earth are actually saying, you need to understand this, you are actually saying that God is a deliberate liar to man. Because Every bit of testable evidence proves that the earth is spherical. Every single bit of it. Okay, and don't come at me with the 8 inches square, because we all know that the earth is not perfectly a round sphere. That is geometry, and if you're not going to use geometry, then shut the hell up about it. The every bit of evidence, proof, we have spacecraft. I mean, Jesus, you know, and you guys keep on coming with, oh, that's all green screen and that's all in a 747 and all this bullshit, because not one of you has proof of any of that. Okay, I just watched the ISS a couple of days ago fly over at night here. Okay, there is no way you can fake that. There is no way you can fake that. Now, if you only ever showed me TV footage, you know what? I might lend it an ear. But if I could see it with my own eyes in my own backyard, sorry, kiss my ass. The short end of it is, back to the God being a liar thing. God would have to make everything in such a way that every test that we do, every experiment that you do, every photograph that you take, every measurement that you make, every all of it, every bit of scientific anything, mathematical anything that you do results in the globe. Every single thing. Okay? And so what you would honestly be saying is that God deliberately set that trap for you to believe that. Okay? But all the while having us living in a terrarium. Okay? You need to be able to accept that, because that's what people of the flat earth are selling. They are selling to you that actually God deliberately lies to man, deceives man's intellect, the intellect that he gave him, into believing that we live on a globe. Okay, that ain't a Satan thing. Okay, because unless you really are cool with thinking that Satan's running this, you know, knock yourself out if you're cool with that. But it's the simplest thing. Okay, I mean, it really is. And you can come at me. I see the comments going through right now, and I don't care what you think about me, man. But you're only mad because you know I'm right. Okay? You only mad because you know I'm right. Because you know that every bit of evidence, every single bit of evidence, every experiment, everything results in the globe. So if we are living in a terrarium, okay, whether you talk about the infinite plane or you talk about the dome earth, I don't care. Okay, if we live in a terrarium, then something is influencing at every turn every single piece of evidence and proof that can be produced. And the only one with that kind of power has got to be God. The only person. Okay? So, just so you're aware, if you are selling flat earth, you are actually selling the fact that you believe God to be a liar and deliberately deceiving you. Okay? I got no problem with God being the creator of the entire universe. I got really no problem with that. Okay? Galaxies, all that other neato stuff. You know, galaxies, asteroids, gravity, all that shit. Okay? I have no problem with that. Okay? But when you come at me saying that all of this exists and it's all a lie, there's only one person that you can blame that lie on, and it's not man. So it's just yeah, well, I see you saying God is real. That's cool. But now you are also saying that God is a liar if you are selling flat earth. Hey, Tom, do you believe in Krishna? Tom, talking to you, man. I know you can hear me. Do you believe in Krishna? I guess a better question would be, do you even know who Krishna is? You believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, so am I understanding you correctly? You do not believe in Krishna. Krishna is fiction. Okay. Um, what about Shiva? Come on, Tom. What about Shiva? I'll give you a hint. That's Hindu. Hinduism is a fiction. Okay. Um, Zeus? I don't think I need to explain who Zeus is. Come on, that's the last one, Tom. What about Zeus? Fiction. Okay, now do you realize there are entire populations of this planet who believe in those people that I just said? So what you just admitted to me by saying that Krishna, Zeus, and Shiva, saying that they're fiction and they don't exist, you're just as atheist as I am because you can dismiss them as fiction. You realize that, right? You just said to me that you're basically atheist, but you do have a favorite. You do realize that, right? I think I saw that in an interview one time. That anybody who follows a religion is 99.9 or 99% atheist with one favorite. Only a handful of people know the truth. Yeah, well, that doesn't answer my question, man. Do you realize that you are atheist to everything else except for the one that you chose? Well, I'm not going to make this about Tom because Tom happens to put his foot in his mouth enough times in my chats. I didn't want to make this a very long thing here. But nevertheless, thanks for admitting you're an atheist, Tom. Really appreciate that. No, that's not twisting it around, bud. You just said that other people's gods are fake. Okay, which they could quite honestly even say that your god is fake. So, we can do my daddy can beat up your daddy all we want. Um, but if you don't acknowledge the possibility, if you can acknowledge the possibility of one deity, then you can obviously accept the possibility of others. I mean, even in the book of Genesis, it said that God wasn't alone. Um, because he said, we're going to make man in our image, not his image, our image. So yeah. Anyway, Dr. Zack, you're full of shit. Can't even get your measurements right. And how many people watch that damn movie, that video now? It's a Zack video, so it's got to be up there. Oh yeah, 29,000 people watched it since the 23rd of September. It's got over 1,000 likes. I can't dislike it. Well, I can push dislike right now, but and it'll even say you disliked it. But when I refresh it, my dislike is gone because Zach's one of those wussy flat earthers who doesn't like to hear people actually take his stuff apart because, as always, he's making money off of it. This one had, I think there was 3 ads on this one. He toned it down a little bit. I'll give him that. But yeah. So, Zach, you can't even get your measurements right. 4 centimeters or 5 centimeters or 4.5 centimeters depends on which thing you want to talk about. Your lens test was very simple to put together, or should I say take apart. All you did was lower the light source by putting a lens between it. That's it, because the lens then becomes the light source since you blocked out the rest of the light source, obviously, because you were trying to show that it could be a lens. But all that does, and the only difference that would have made in the big test, the big equinox test that we just performed with 23 people around the world, I'll bet you you probably have more people who would love to participate in a test that you make, seeing that you got, well, I know you got quite a number of subscribers. Yeah, 14,000 subscribers, 29,000. I'll bet you these 1,000 people would love to get in on you doing an Eratosthenes test. Okay, I'll bet they would. It doesn't even have to be on the equinox. I just chose the equinox because of the fact that at least all globe and flat earthers can agree that on the equinox, the sun is 90 degrees above the equator. It's one of the only things that we all agree on, besides water being wet. But even then, we get into arguments about water. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and put together? Look at the test that the parameters of the test that I gave out. Have all your people measure the angle to the sun, seeing that you don't like azimuths, at solar noon within a 2-day time span. You know, because somebody might have bad weather today, and you know all that. Go ahead and do it. And you know what? Prove me wrong, man. Prove me wrong. I know you don't like to hear from me. Okay. And as a matter of fact, this was Google Earth wrong and stuff like that, or is Google Earth wrong? I need you to see this because you're probably not going to watch it anyway, but who cares? Or at least not up to this point. I had agreed with you on this video. Okay. 7 months ago when you put it out, I agreed with you because it basically told all the other flat earthers that using the measuring tool on Google Earth is not a way to show azimuth of line of sight. But you know, we won't go into that. Go ahead, arrange your own test. And you know what? I'll even participate. And you know what? I'll bet you even, well, I can't speak for other people, but I wouldn't doubt it if a couple of the people who did my test would also participate. Just to see what you got. Okay. But please promise that your measurements will be better than this. Okay. Please promise that. No, Tom, he doesn't deal with facts. Just like you don't deal with facts. So. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was all the longer I wanted to make this. Actually, I didn't even want to make it really this long. But, you know, it's always nice to hang out and live respond to the people who want to try and hack at me. And, yeah. Add in the chemtrail and Nibiru tards. Yeah. Hey, look, man. My equinox test was open to everybody. I excluded nobody. I did drop, and I won't go into their names, but no, they were not flat earthers. I did drop 4 entries. There was actually going to be 27, but I dropped 4 entries because one guy did it at the wrong time of day. He misunderstood He misunderstood, like most of the flat earthers misunderstood, that I said solar noon, but he did his at noon, which was off time for his video. His measurements all matched up for what time and date and SunCalc said for that time of the day, but unfortunately that wasn't what I needed. I had that. I had two of them that were just, well, unfortunately they were difficult to read. Actually, they were almost impossible to read. So I had to drop those. I informed these people about that. Don't think I just kind of dropped them and didn't include them. And then there was one of them, I'm really not certain exactly where he was going with that, and I tried to tell him to redo it, and I never got an answer back. But I did find one of his comments supporting, I think it was who was it supporting? I think 5 red pairs. So yeah, but it also didn't seem like he spoke very good English, so he might not even have understood what I was asking him to redo. So anyway, yep, that part is 100% true, Justin. What do you call it? Zack has me blocked, and what do you call it? Oh, and if you'd like to see proof of that, actually, all I have to do is show my my spam, because I have this is funny. I have something in my spam that I actually can't get rid of. I just wanted to approve the comment, but I can't get rid of it because it is a reply to Dr. Zack's reply to a video that I did. Let me see here, comments, and then I will go over to, okay, just so you guys can see me doing this. Likely spam. Okay, yeah, that's the one that's still there. Okay, Dr. Zack had made a comment on that. Was that whole video that he put up? It was just, yeah, it was just a load of crap, and he actually ultimately ended up deleting the video because it was so wrong. That was the one where he had even at the planet at the wrong time of the year. And then somebody had asked him, I don't know who this is, why did you remove your video? And then, but here's the funny part. I can't even remove this. I can check mark it, but I can't remove it because it's in Dr. Zack's thread that he started. And if you notice, there's no reply or anything. Okay, there wouldn't be a reply in spam, but I'm not even able to reply to it. That means he has me on block. Yeah, so that's just, it's funny, man. It's funny. But let's see. See if there's anything big here in the closing. Oh yeah, you're right, Bauman. I said zenith, which is basically solar noon. But yeah, that unfortunately he didn't catch that, and what do you call it? He just heard noon, I guess, or as part of all that, or probably just assumed 12. I don't know. I'm not going to put words into the guy's mouth. I'm not here to badmouth him. He just he didn't do it during the right time of the day, and so. But hey, Tom, why didn't you participate? You seem to be around this stuff enough, right? M28. I drove mostly M1037s, 1038s, and 998s. The sun don't shine where you are? Well, welcome to hell, buddy. Oh yeah, Steve, I'm 100% sure that he got it wrong. Like I said, he just messed up the time. No harm, no foul. And he was actually cool and responding. He says, "Oh man, I was really hoping to be part of it," and blah blah blah. But okay, well, that's all this is going to be because guys, you're wasting your time waiting for a response from TomTom on anything. There's no what do you call it? There's no exactly, Bodie. There's no point in asking TomTom anything. He just comes in here just to get his name known. He still owes Dazza the cameraman a car wash last time I checked. So, but I guess that won't happen either. That was last equinox, or was that the one before it? I think it was the one before it. But anyway, ladies and gents, Zack's full of shit as usual. I don't care if he doesn't like how I put that in there. Hell yeah, we'll do it again in March. Doesn't bother me. TomTom, you don't ask any questions with any substance, so just shut the hell up. I love it when they say, you guys don't answer our questions. Yeah, because you don't stick to one subject, dumbass. But lights are... No, I think actually it's more the lights are out and somebody's still walking around bumping into things. All right, ladies and gents. Anyway, I'm out of here. I just wanted to make this little quick thing. I didn't want to... oh, shit, I didn't want it to go this long. And plus, I know Red's got his thing going right now, so I wasn't trying to cross over that. And but you know, whatever. You guys can all watch that later. So, Earth's globe been improved many times, not just by me, and not just by the experiment that we all did. So, okay, y'all have yourselves a nice night.